It is May 5, 2024, and I am recording because someone have sent me some money, and that is something that tell me that it's time to recording something. And I have been sick today because I have a cut on my big toe, and it seems to have going deep down in my toe, and I have walked on it before I understood it was something wrong with my toe. So I was out in the dirt in the garden and with it, and it have going like poison, blood poison, and sepsis, and so I started yesterday to clean up, and the best way to clean up the feet, if it's some scars in them, it's a wound in them, is to sit in the warm water with Epsom salt. It's Epsom salt. Can I buy here in Sweden also? And I had it at home and place my feet in it, but it doesn't take away the poison in my blood, and I felt me very sick in the morning, and I was thinking that I maybe should take a taxi to the emergency room or call an ambulance, but I was thinking that it's maybe stupid to call for ambulance for a wound in the toe. So, and then I come to talk to myself that I have had before sepsis in my body, and I have not wanted to take an ambulance. I have been at home, and I have find out that to relax, can't work so much, only relax and sleep very much. And if it's fever, is it to take pills to take the fever down, and then let the body work on it. And if I am not sick in my body in the basic things, I'm okay. It's not about how my body feel. The error is in my brain, and it have nothing with my body to do. So I have done that today, and it's have going away, and the wound start to close itself in with no soil in it or something, because I have cleaned it up twice today. And so tomorrow I am not going anyway, so I can be at home if it's that I should not walk on it so much. So this is what I tell you to do. If you know that your body is okay, but if you are weak in your body, you should go to the doctor, to the emergency room. But if you know that you are strong in your body, then you only relax and not working with the body for that day, so the body can work against the infection. So I have done that and sleep many hours today. So I needed to go and sleep because my body wanted to take care of the wound. And I am so thankful because someone was sending me money to encourage me. It says that it was for the hospital. And I have told you that it doesn't cost so much in Sweden to be in a hospital, but it costs more money than what I normally spend those days. If I'm laying in a hospital, I think I pay at least double the money than what I do if I am home. I don't eat for such much money. So that person understood that this take on my money to lay in a hospital. And there is a limit how much I need to pay for those days in the hospital. But it is more than I normally use those money. So she understood and sent me some money. So I'm very thankful for that. I wanted to recording and say that because I know that you listen at this my podcast, so you hear it. That is the way I can thank you for. But you know that most of all is that God knows that you did that for me. And then I'm going to talk about who is my listener. I know I have statistic. I can tell what kind of people there is that listen at my podcast. And it is very few that believe in Jesus as God, and few that is religious, because they have make their stand. That is, it's very hard to make them change their thinking about God, because that's have coming from the roots of them, from the parents and from generation back. It's needled into the wall, and that needle is hard to take away. So those that listen to me most maybe 75% is young people, and they have coming to my podcast because they are searching first music, and there is so often music in those podcasts. Musicians that are recording themselves. And then they found out that I talking about those life problems that they have. And in that way they have many times they have tested all kind of drugs, all kind of sniffing things, all kind of fake hang themselves, and in those way they see things, but that is not the true things they see. I was not doing anything when this higher priest came and stood in my home. The only thing was that I was planning to go down to the sea and drown me and make a suicide there. But I didn't do anything in my home when the higher priest stood and stopped me from to go to the lake. That's different. But these people that follow me and listen to what I'm saying is those that have already tried things. And there is some organizations that say that smoking weed and take some drugs make you come closer to God. And that's the devil's organizations that say that to you to kill yourself and not find God. So that is not the right way. And you that follow me, you know that. You know that because you have started to wake up more and more to understand what's going on, what is in heaven, and what heaven wants you to do. And heaven doesn't want you to kill yourself. And but I have those people that try to find out about God and heaven and their life, how to make their life better. And that's good. That is good because they are young. They have many years in front of them. And they can also talk to other young people. Like I can't go out and talk to young people in that way that they can. And today I had a talk from heaven, and it says about gifts from heaven. Oh, and the gifts from heaven is the knowledge. You get the knowledge about heaven, but knowledge is not complete, because knowledge without could place it somewhere or to understand the tracks from the beginning and until you understand, but you need to understand the action of it. What have caused you to come to understand the whole way, and what to do with it. The knowledge is only the word knowledge, that you know these things exist and am, but you need to take it and make yourself understand it. It can be said to you and you got the knowledge, but you can't place it where it should be, and you only have that in your hand, the gift, but where to take it. So this is what you get from my podcast, is knowledge, but you need also understand it in your own life. I'm dry in my mouth because I have been empty myself today, because I was sick and the body took away things that have make it hard for it to be healed. So I have been to the bathroom many times today and empty out water from my body. So now I am thirsty, and so I'm sorry if I be quiet and drink sometimes. I have some because it have been a weekend, and in weekends I drink. This time I drink Coke because it was cheap, and it's Coke without any sugar in it. So I had one bottle left now in the evening when I recording, and it's not the best to drink, but sometimes I like to drink it. And this was cheap because it's not selling so great here in Sweden. It's a Coke with lime fruit in it. But I think it's okay. And I look out because it looked like it was raining outside. And I love when it's raining because I have placed out my plants inside my home and take it out because it's not so cold anymore in the night. So it's good if it's coming much rain on what I have done the garden and put in plants in the soil, and the soil need to be wet, or water or rain now. So it's excellent if it's raining in the night. I was talking about the gifts, and I am waiting for the mail, the envelope coming, where it says when I am going to have the X-ray on my brain, what to say. in or on my brain, and maybe it take the whole summer to get the X-ray. But if they think that it's important that I do it fast, then I can get it done very fast. And I'm curious about what if they find something in the brain, or what it is. It can be, like I say in the last episode, that it can be what alien have done in my brain. So the aliens came first. The aliens come before God come. So that make me think that maybe they will come, and they have done things in the brain, and they maybe have done so the doctor can't see it in the X-ray. And I can't tell the doctor about aliens because they don't believe in aliens. And it's hard to speak about it to anyone. That is more harder to talk about my experience of aliens than it is to talk about my experience of God. And it's easier for people to accept God than aliens. So I know it's most impossible to even talk of any of them, because it's very few people that can think that God and those in afterlife is stepping down to a woman, because if it should be a man they take contact with, but they have taken contact with me, a woman, and that is almost impossible for those people that can't accept that a woman is chosen by God. And so it's so extremely hard, and many times before the heaven started to talk to me in my podcast here, was I thinking that this is impossible for anyone to believe that I left Sweden, and I left my daughter, I left my great work, I left my husband, and I left my nice home to travel to United States and be homeless there, to not have anything, and I didn't know what it was to be homeless, what to do, and if I had stay in Sweden, I maybe find it out how to live homeless in Sweden, because I could speak Swedish and they speak Swedish. But now I was going to United States on my own without any money, without any knowledge about what it is to live homeless in United States. And I didn't get any help either in United States, what to do with my life. But in that way, God come and helped me to understand what to do. So I survived all these attacks from crazy people that wanted to kill me. And I never was without a bed. I was without a bed one night and was on my way to be raped because I was laying on the floor in a home with a woman that belonged to a church, and she let me sleep on the floor and not in the bed. But it was only one night I not was sleeping in the bed, and so even if the bed was not nice, I was sleeping at least in my bed, in the bed. I was sleeping in I have talked about it before, but it's a house that was, people have moved away and no one was living there. And I lived there in Christmas time. And I was in Virginia, in Portsmouth, Virginia state. And I thought I should be die because it was so extremely cold to sleep in that kind of house that have not been warmed up for many years. I was freezing so very, very much. And but I survived. And I didn't have any food that Christmas. It was in Christmas, I think 2001. 2001 going to 2002. And I didn't have any food. And in those food pantry they didn't work in Christmas. There was a man that was working there, but he gave out a little bag with sandwich, peanuts and jam, jelly, sandwich. And I think it was a small drink, some juice, a small one for kids. And that was what I got the whole Christmas. It was Christmas Eve until Christmas Day. I should live on that. But when I was in that cold house, a woman called me to her home because she have asked for me what I did in Christmas time. And my boyfriend in that time, he said that I was in that condemned house and had nothing. I didn't have any food or nothing. And she had been healed of me. She was in a wheelchair when I met her, but God told me to lay my hands on her, and she become Last time I saw her, she was playing soccer with the kids outside and was not in a wheelchair anymore. And she was so thankful. So I could come home to her and pick some food. I was not invited to celebrate Christmas in her home, but I could come home to her and take some of her food she have make for her family. And I had enough food to could eat that Christmas. So that was very good, but I think she could have done at least a little more when she knew that I had nothing. I didn't have a real home or nothing. She could have asked around if there were someone that have a bed for me in a warm home, because it's be cold in Portsmouth, Virginia. It was 0 Celsius degrees. It was snow in Christmas time, so it was very cold to lay in a condemned house and have nothing. I didn't have anything to put on me. I had nothing. I had what was in the condemned house, and there was many that was sleeping in that house that was on drugs, and they have taken what they could take to sell to get some drugs, to get money for drugs. So there was not many things that I could take to put on me when I was sleeping. So what helped me was that I had a boyfriend in that time, and he was away because he do drugs. But he come to me in the night and sleep with me in the bed, and it become warm when we were two sleeping close to each other. And but he was in a church. Now I don't remember what the name of the title of it. He was not a pastor, but he was just under the pastor and was praying to God and those things. But I come to know that the church was to get money from people so they could make drugs, the pastor and his people. So I kick him out from my life, that boyfriend. But in that time, in Christmas time, when it was snow outside, was it good that someone come and lay in the bed, and he was warm because he was to his mother in her home and stay warm, and then he come. So he had a warm body with him. So what God knows how I needed that, and I don't think God is saying anything against it, because if I have not had that boyfriend, I maybe have frozen to death. So sometimes bad things, maybe it's not so bad because it's needed. So it was not the meaning that I should talk to you about that time again. I have already talking about it for a long time ago, for 3 years ago. I have talked about it, but of some reason was the meaning that I should talk about it today. Everything is a meaning of to talk about it today, and maybe it's some reason for you to understand that I was a white person. I am a white person, but I was in a shelter where it was only black people, and those people that did something for me in very controlled and minimum way. They were black people, so they. Now I assume, I'm sorry for that, but maybe they didn't want to help me so much because I was white. And I learned to live with black people and understand their signs they have between them that white people doesn't know about. But I learned their way to talk and understood what they were talking about, even if they talk in their way. A black person talk to a black person is not the same that a white person talk to a white person. It's not the same way to talk. But I learn, and they laugh about me that I learn the black people's languages. They laugh about it, but I'm very good to pick up languages. When I was with those Muslim people in Virginia Beach, I come to know their languages. I come to Farsi. They were talking Farsi. And I come to learn what they were saying, even if they say in Farsi. I understood. And I come to know some words in Farsi, so I could understand everything what was going on around me. So I was not totally blind to be in those places with people that it was far from my tradition in Sweden. And today is it very much coming together. But in that time when I was in United States in 2000, 2001, and until 2004, in that time, white people didn't know anything about the black people were talking about, especially not in Sweden. We didn't have so much black people in that time in Sweden. So I think it's some listener that listen need to know these things, because it's a spirit coming and helping me now. It touched me now, and he is saying that they have not understood where you have been they have thinking that you were with white people in United States. They have not understood that you were the only white person living in the black community. You were the only white person that we around where you lived when you have a small house when your daughter was coming in 2002. And she come and visit me, and I got a house for her to live in. And then I lost the house just after that. I have said goodbye to her at the airport, and she fly back to Sweden. I lost that house, and I understood that the house I only had because she was coming and visit me. But she and I lived in a black community, and it's very strange that I was not frightened about my daughter was by herself in that house, because I was in the school in the evenings, and in the daytime I was working. And she was by herself, and she didn't know anything about this with black people. And it was very strange because she was in the summer, in June, July, and it was very hot. And we didn't have any real fan. We had one old fan that didn't give so much cold air, and we were sweating very much. And then one evening when I come back from the school, my daughter said, "Guess what happened?" she said. And I look around, I didn't see because I was tired. And she said, "There is a new fan in the window," she said. And she explained for me that someone was knocking on the door. There were 3 people coming into the home. She opened the door for 3 men to come in. And they could have done anything. They could have raped or killed her or kidnapped her. But she didn't bring them in, and they took the old fan away with them, and they have a new fan to place in the window with the remote control. So it was really modern. It was a new fan. And she didn't know who they were. They come in and place that fan in the window, and then they walk out, she said. It was like the 3 wise men was coming in to Jesus with their gifts. It was the same here. So that we had until I had to leave United States. I store the fan if I should get a new home, but I never got my own home, and I gave that away to a disabled young man that needed a fan. So, for some reason, I should say that to you, so you understand that it was not my people. And when I was married in Texas, we were never friends with any black people. I didn't know anything, and but as homeless, and in Virginia there was many homeless, and most homeless was black people. So it was what I had when I was living Virginia for 3.5 years. Mm. So now you maybe this spirit that touched me again, maybe the spirit wants you to listen at my podcast, because you are a black person and you think that is a white person thing. It isn't, because most of people I had in the United States around me was black people, and I was in black churches. I was very few times in a white church. So that it's not for it's a white thing I talk about. It's white thing here when I come back to Sweden, but not in the United States. So that's maybe was a knowledge for you to bring in, so you understand what I have going through. It have not been an easy life at all. So God bless you, and thank you for listening.